Hello and welcome to the movie intermission. My name's Vandelous.
I'm Willow.
I'm the Forerunner.
Today we're going to be talking about what everyone's already talked about on the internet, Steven Universe the movie.
We are a little late on that, aren't we?
We are so late. Well, the funny thing is, there's still traction for it because Steven Universe Future, the proclaimed last season, if they don't renew it for another season after that.
Well, it sounds like it will be the last season because it sounds like they're tying up a bunch of the loose ends.
But they're saying that it's not.
Yeah, Rebecca.
They're calling epilogues.
Yeah, well, Rebecca Sugar even said if they want more to be done, we'll do more. She even said even if they don't, I still have more story to tell, and I'll probably keep updating, through some other medium besides.
I see it as the end of Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Into another series.
Yeah, I can see that.
I agree.
If that's
what they're saying, on Twitter.
Yeah, if they just called the next evolution of the Steven Universe Future, everyone would be like, okay, Steven Universe is over. We saw the movie. We saw how everything kind of wrapped up. This is something new and different. I guess we can kind of talk about a little bit of that later and what we think the main antagonists are about. But this is the movie we're going to be talking about. So we're going to want to start.
How about the beginning where poor Steven thinks his life is going great?
Yeah. I mean, you think about it. It's been 2 years. No one's trying to kill him. The diamonds are okay now.
The biggest threat was the diamonds.
Yeah.
And they're all cool now. So.
Yeah, and they adore him by the opening
as they
song.
Sing, yeah.
But yeah, there are no more. I guess we can just do a breakdown of the movie's plot. So it opens up. Steven, it's been 2 years. He's actually gotten taller.
And his voice has gotten deeper. And
he's changed his outfit, which will probably...
Still wears those flip-flops, though.
Well, I mean...
Beach City.
Yeah, Beach City. He's got to. But it opens up. It's been 2 years. With the help of Blue, Yellow, and White Diamond, he's essentially established peace throughout the galaxy. What I always find funny about this is, we established peace throughout the galaxy. The only aliens you see are gems, though, so... It's we see no other races, nothing. It's just the gems are the only alien race.
I just think of that Tom and Jerry meme.
Which one?
With Tom with newspaper. He's looking at him like, wait a second. What peace?
So there's peace throughout the galaxy. They've dismantled armies and kindergartens. White Diamond's being polite. That's her big character change.
She
after
says
2
please
years.
And thank you now.
After 2 years.
That's
but,
hard for her. Yes,
it is. But Steven goes back home because they want him to live on Homeworld. But he's like, no, I gotta go back home. See ya. He's the SpongeBob I'ma head out meme. But he goes back home, and this is a musical, by the way. So there's a lot of musical numbers. He has a musical number with Pearl, Amethyst, and Garnet. They're talking about the future's great. And wouldn't you know it, the second he asks Garnet, hey, is everything going to be all right? Who shows up but the antagonist of the movie, the gem known as Spinel. And you'll notice something about her right away. She's very rubber hose animated. She's like that old Mickey Mouse cartoons from the early days of Disney.
Yeah, like the 1920s style cartoons.
Think Cuphead. Animation-wise, the very bouncy animation style, and she shows up and she's not happy with world peace or galaxy peace, and she wants to ruin Steven's happily ever after, as she puts it, and she kind of does. She ends up
because of him and his new friends.
Yeah, his
cool new friends.
His cool new friends. So she shows up. She's pissed, and Steven and Pearl knows who Spinella is, but they're all like, what's her deal? Why is she so angry? What's her beef with us?
And before she can answer their question...
Well, she never answers their question. She just... Much like all the gems that knew about Pink Diamond and then figured out that Pink Diamond and Steven are technically the same, they always assume, oh, well, you must be her, so you have all her memories, right? And he's like, no. And they're like, liar. And then they proceed to attack him. But she ends up poofing the team, and she hits Steven with this thing called the Rejuvenator, which sets his powers back to 0, basically.
We should also specify
and also slowly killing him somehow.
She also used the Rejuvenator on all of the team that were gems. That's how she poofed all of them.
Well, let me clarify, because the team has expanded. Garnet, Pearl, and Amethyst got pooped. Bismuth, Lapis, and Peridot are fine.
Yeah, they did not get hit by the Rejuvenator.
And what the Rejuvenator does is what it sounds like. It resets everything back to 0. So, Pearl is back to being in her servitude. Ruby and Sapphire are back to their roles of being a guard and a seer. And Amethyst is a blank slate, like she was when she first appeared in the kindergarten.
Because the poor thing didn't know what she was supposed to do because she overcooked.
But hey, guess what? Steven took the Rejuvenator from Spinel and hit her with it to make her stop. And she reset back to her playful, I want to be your best friend self. And thus the movie continues onward.
About Steven trying to figure out why his powers don't work because he's been hit with the Rejuvenator. And even though his human half is unaffected, his gem half was.
Yeah, and then he's also got to figure out how to get Pearl, Garnet, and, get all of them back.
But Spinel knew he was half human, and she wanted to make sure she could take everything from Steven, not just his gem half.
Well, she kind of took a bold assumption because she even says like, "So you don't poof?" It's like, yeah, he doesn't, unfortunately, but gem weapons still affect him.
But she still brought another weapon with her.
She did. She had a giant injector, which was slowly poisoning the earth. Until she punched it in the end, and it quickly poisoned all of Beach City, and only Beach City.
We'll ask questions. We're safe for the ride.
Yeah, pretty much.
Somehow, I don't know how it didn't go farther out into the ocean than it did.
Yeah, same. The fact that...
It's a cartoon.
If it goes slowly, it'll kill the whole planet. But if it gets injected all at once like that, then it only affects a certain portion of the planet.
Yeah, like a certain mile radius.
Yeah, so whatever. But, that's the movie.
Well, that's not the whole movie.
Well, I mean, obviously we'll get into the major spoilers, but that's kind of like, what, the first 10, 15 minutes?
Well, you just went to the end.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess. Hey, early spoilers. Yeah, so the movie's a musical, so did the both of y'all, what did y'all think?
I like Other Friends. I like, what is it,
I like the last song that Garnet sings. Was it True Love? Truth Love?
Yeah.
True Love, yeah.
I like what was it, Together.
Oh, the one with Amethyst?
Independent, yeah, Together Independent.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, no, that one was Pearl, yeah. I like that.
No, that was Mr. Multiverse and Pearl.
And
Opal,
Opal, actually, because she turns into Opal when she sings, but...
Okay, so I like how the fusion between Steve and his dad is jacked.
He's muscular.
And neither of them are that way.
Got
chiseled chin.
Got the business in the front and the back with his hair.
Super mullet, 6-pack.
Pompadour.
Smooth voice. I'm like, wow.
Well, it's funny. People took the frame of when he winks at Pearl when she goes, "Oh," and people were like, "That's a sexual awakening." I'm
like, okay, so Greg is not an in-shape man.
No.
He used to be, but not anymore.
Steven's kind of a pudgy kid.
Yeah, I think he's leaned out.
So you get fat and pudgy, and you get, like, ripped, muscular beef.
This is a beefcake.
I died laughing.
I was just surprised. I saw it and I was like, whoa. I was not expecting that. I gotta say, my favorite songs were, I like Sadie Kill and the Suspect song. I forget what it's called.
The one
Disobedient, that's what it's called. Because I like Mike Kroll, and listening to his music, I can tell that that's his sound. I did like Independent Together. I like the song when when Ruby and Sapphire first fused. Just like the way that flowed and everything.
That was cute. I like that.
Other Friends is a standout, obviously. And the
Drift
final song.
Drift Away makes you...
Yeah, Drift Away.
That makes you real sad.
It's like some people get really sad. I get like boiling.
I was just sad.
She had roots on her feet.
She was there for 6,000 years.
Time. And how she played it off with the diamonds was really cute when she went with the diamonds.
Yeah, I did like that part.
They adore you. What was it? Revised.
Yeah, Revised, where it was the song that Steven sings to Spinell when they're on the garden, mixed with "Let Us Adore You." Change was a great one at the very end.
Oh, that's my favorite.
I just like the way it sounds and the visuals of them fighting because it's very much Steven. Like, he has shields. which, you know, you would think, oh, Cap fights with a shield. It's like, yeah, but he's more defending attacks rather than...
Well, you can't compare Steven.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm saying the fact that Steven uses his shields primarily and almost exclusively just for shielding. He never uses them outright to attack.
Even when he uses it to bubble himself, and he uses spikes, it's usually not to hurt someone. It's usually to stop his momentum on a hard surface.
Can you imagine watching a Endgame, and then the hammer comes, and of course says, "I knew when you see Steven."
I think if anybody, Steven probably would be worthy. But yeah, I like the visuals. Everything about it was very clean. Steven Universe is usually a pretty clean show. I know a lot of people would take the show and be like, "Oh, look at these disproportioned characters," and it's like, yeah, I get it, but it's a cartoon. You know.
Just leave it be.
Yeah, there's no big hullabaloo. The fact that Steven's head is like twice his body size.
It makes him cute.
You compare them to like the pilot of Steven Universe.
Oh my god.
Oh, but you know, the pilot Garnet and current Garnet look really similar, but pilot Pearl, so different.
Yep.
Like what happened
Pearl
to
is the only one that's drastically different. Like the only thing that's different about Garnet is just mainly the hair and the gloves, her gauntlets. Amethyst is practically the same. But Pearl is like actually proportioned right, doesn't have the crazy bird nose. She actually looks like a person.
So, during the whole Together, I keep forgetting I always said the name, Together Independent song, when we see the whole Pearl thing.
Yeah.
I think they did like an Easter egg and made Pearl, the silhouette Pearl, turn to the...
They do that all the time.
They did. I
saw
that.
Yeah, every time Pearl is refused, if you watch those scenes, she always looks like Pilot Pearl. Like it's either like the first or second one.
Yeah, the first second is that one. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I always love that little Easter egg. Because I can't do it with Garnet or Amethyst because they look too similar. But with Pearl, it's like a little...
Well, for Amethyst, though, when she reforms, she does go through remember the one episode where she has like one giant leg, one giant arm. You do see that.
She kept reforming too quickly. Yeah. But I mean, so what do we think of Spinell as a whole, like as a villain and as just a character? Because she doesn't stay a villain for long, obviously, but just her as a character and as the villain of this movie, like.
The thing that Steven Universe does is it makes, like, I guess, antagonistic characters, like, understandable.
Yeah.
Can you remember when Lapis first showed up?
Yeah, you understand her plight. She was locked away in a mirror and couldn't speak, and was accused of something that she wasn't. So yeah, of course she'd be justifiably angry at both Homeworld and the Crystal Gems for what happened. Same thing with Peridot. It's like she doesn't want to be on Earth. She's trying to get off the planet so that she doesn't get killed by the cluster, but then she just ends up helping the Crystal Gem stop the cluster in the end. I'm trying to think of the other villains. The Diamonds, obviously Steven's able to reach them and communicate with them. Jasper's the only one, though, that is confirmed to be a antagonist for Steven Universe Future. So I'm wondering if it's more so along the lines of she still thinks she's better than them.
I don't know. She still has she now has those deformities from when she was corrupted.
Yeah. So I'm curious as to what happens there, because it's like there's no real reason for her to be an antagonist anymore. Right. Yeah, that's my only thing. It's like it's her pride getting in the way. Like, there's no other reason for her to want to fight the Crystal Gems at this point. She may also still not know the whole story about Pink Diamond, so she still may be angry at them.
I don't think she cared about Yellow Diamond anyway.
No, she cared about Pink. Remember, that was her diamond.
Yeah, she was made for Pink Diamond.
Yeah.
You're right. I forgot.
That's okay.
It's just Yellow took in all of Pink's army.
And bubbled all the rose quartz.
So...
Which is funny, because we still haven't seen an official rose quartz. The only one we've seen is Pink Diamond in a rose quartz form.
Which I would love to see. Hopefully they do that in the future. But we're getting off
Oh, I know.
Topic.
About Spinell. I like that they make her sympathetic. You know her motivation from the get-go. You kind of get where she's coming from. And she doesn't really feel like a villain. She just feels like someone who is, emotionally abused, and she's lashing out. the fact that she even at the very end is like, I don't know why I'm trying to kill you so badly. I just want to be your friend. It's like you can tell there's something that snapped inside of her a long time ago, or just very recently, after thousands of years of being left alone. And you feel bad for her. It's like you genuinely are like, oh man. It's like there's no point where you're like, oh, she's just being a jerk. No, you genuinely are like, oh man, this sucks. Thank you for the silent nodding, you two.
This is just my own personal thing. I wanted Silverlight to show up again.
Nicki Minaj is too.
That's right. I want Nicki Minaj to be in the movie.
I'm surprised they were able to get Opal back, because they've have. I'm trying to think. The only fusion that we saw had a revival in their voice acting was Sardonyx. Until now with Opal, I think Nicki Minaj is just too expensive just to get her to do a few voice lines.
Or busy. She's not expensive. She's real busy.
But I like Silverlight's personality too.
Yeah, Silverlight's great. Until she goes crazy.
Well, that's who Silverlight is.
Yeah, it's Ruby and Amethyst being like, woohoo, party! And Sapphire being like, but. Yeah, I like Spinel. So, okay, we're about to go into the contentious part. And I did set up a ground base before we talked about this, because both Willow and Forerunner have very charged views about Pink Diamond. So, what do we think about Pink Diamond once again after watching not just the show but the movie?
We both refuse to talk about it at this point in time because we will probably argue with one another. Let's
set up a baseline. Is Pink Diamond a quote unquote bad person? Is she a villain? Is she a bad guy?
No.
No, she's not.
No.
Okay.
No.
Is she selfish, and does she do things for the wrong reasons?
Not for the wrong reasons, but she's 100% selfish.
She has been seen as selfish.
Well, the reason I say for wrong reasons, because Rebecca Sugar said that the reason she left Spinel behind is she wanted to prove to the Diamonds that she was grown up. And the only way she could do that was to remove anything childish from her, which is why she left Spinel behind. Again, not an okay thing to do at all, but you get why she did it.
Yeah.
It wasn't any malicious intent. It wasn't to be like, I just hate you.
There's a better way to go around this.
Of course there is.
It just showed she was still childish.
Yeah, she made very childish decisions. The fact that she, on a whim, when Pearl's like, well, I can imagine us down on the planet Earth, and Pink's like, let's do it now. Let's do it now. It's just like, whoa, hold up a second there.
The whole episode with Stevani on that planet, and they have the hallucinations between Pink Diamond and Connie's mom being yellow. That was a perfect episode.
It was great.
It did show how she was still very childish.
Yeah.
And that's why Yellow didn't want her to have her own colony. She wasn't really ready for it.
No. But in a way, it probably still was a good thing that Pink got a colony, because she was the whole reason that anything got better.
Yeah, and the fact that Earth was saved. Because if Yellow or Blue had Earth as a colony,
they wouldn't have cared. No. They would have been like, well, that's our colony now.
What, they got
moving on.
Tell me they're going to Thanos snap.
They might as well have. But it is, I will say with this movie and Pink Diamond, it's just it's just the reverse dead mom trope. It's like, at first she's lauded as like, she's this beacon of hope, this bright light. We love her. She did all the right things for us. And then you slowly over the show realize, like, no, she was selfish, manipulative. She faked her own chattering. She did so many not cool things. Was it for her own reasons? Yes. Was it for bad reasons? No. But I just think that, once again, this movie shows us that...
She even told Garnet that she was Pink Diamond.
Well, I mean...
Do you really think Garnet would have been happy about that, though, if you think about it?
You remember that whole arc between
Bismuth
them?
wouldn't have been. We already know. I mean, we knew how Bismuth felt until Steven was like, let's have a heart-to-heart.
Hold up.
Yeah. Hold up. I mean, the thing is, Sapphire even makes a note in an old episode where she never looked into Rose because she believed in her so hard that there was no reason for her to look into her at all. And, I mean, you know. So I get why, like, when it came out, you know, Amethyst was like, whatever, it makes sense. And Garnet was like, or at least Sapphire was like, oh my god, this is horrible. Because it sheds a different light on all the actions she took. Like, the fact that the characters even show that through their actions shows just how impactful knowing that Rose is Pink is to the show. And once again, Pink's actions have caught up to Steven.
The sins of the mother weigh down on the son.
It's just... So I'm kind of looking forward... I guess we can talk a little bit about Steven Yeun's future. I'm kind of looking forward to non-Pink Diamond issues affecting Steven. Because what at least it looks like on the surface is a rebellion on Homeworld's part. Yeah,
and it looks like maybe some failed diamonds, or at least, like, white going crazy at one point, because it looked like a white diamond, but it could have been a failed white diamond.
I mean, it was the same design for the white diamond.
Yeah, but it could have been, like, you know, like one of the off colors.
Kubrick Zirconia.
What? Can I shorten that? But we already saw a possible fusion of the Eyeball Ruby and Aquamarine. Possibly. That's what it looked like, at least. And 2 new Lapises.
And a weird Cactus Steven.
And a giant worm monster thing.
Of course, Jasper was there.
And Jasper, yeah, we talked about that. So I'm looking forward to issues that Steven creates rather than issues his mom created. And he's like, what's going on? So that'll be exciting.
Mostly issues Steven created are kind of like small stuff, like the whole
like the watermelons,
or the multiple Stevens.
Yeah, it's like stuff that Steven could take care of on his own, but Pink Diamond's problems were so massive. It's like, of course, it was going to take.
But I don't know, like that weird, I don't know, white diamond, possibly off-color diamond. Like, I don't think that's a Steven problem. I think that's a Homeworld problem.
Well, I think Homeworld's creating problems, and thus Steven has to intervene.
Do you think they're creating problems like now, or just past stuff catching up?
Maybe they're just catching up problems.
It might be catching up. I mean, who knows?
Except for Cactus Steven, I feel like that might be a present thing.
That's a present problem for sure. I don't know. I mean, it could be. It took 2 years for them to get a rebellion started. Like, we don't like peace on Homeworld. I don't know why you wouldn't.
I want to purge.
Bismuth, can you make me one of those shatter points? So I don't know. I'm curious to see what Steven Universe future has set for the future Steven Universe. But the movie, I think, is a very good both end to the current Steven Universe story and the beginning of the current Steven Universe story. And I think it's safe to say we're all excited for what's going to happen next.
Can I just say, like, I like how it follows that trope when this new threat comes up, and she's so powerful we can't beat it. And then when Garnet's like, hey, I removed the final piece, and then Spinell's like, I'm gonna fight again, and then she gets a mollywop. I'm like, what happened? It's like the whole, as example, Dark Knight. Mm-hmm. Batman fights Bane the first time.
Yeah.
He gets destroyed.
Yes.
The rematch, and somehow Bane forgets how to fight.
He got complacent.
Nothing changed. Batman just stood in the hole out in Africa. We don't know how long.
He got his spine beaten back into place.
He comes back. He's like, "Oh, I'm ready. I can fight with the clear head." And Bane's like, "I was fighting the clear head the whole time. What do you mean?"
Yeah, I know your secret. You were the kid in the pit. No, I wasn't. Ah. So stupid.
And you get Spinell like, I don't want to fight you, but I'm going to fight you. I'm going to take out your friends.
Mm-hmm.
The whole it was a little disturbing when she grabbed Garnet.
What do you mean? Grabbed her?
Yeah, instead of you like
oh
kind
yeah,
of like you like her like see I'm like I'm not cool with that. 'Cause you're like saying some stuff that can be taken a whole other way.
Oh yeah, but it made sense what she was saying. It's like Steven liked Spinell. I mean, of course you were. Steven liked Spinell more when she was happy and funny and lovable, but it's not the same with Garnet. He knows Garnet. He didn't know Spinell. He doesn't know her at all. So for him, it was like once the injector was taken care of. I don't think he. Obviously, they framed it as like, was Steven actually going to do all this stuff that Spinell's saying? No, of course he wasn't.
No, I'm not saying they was. It's
no. I'm just I'm saying from the
keep her cutesy and oblivious. Like I wasn't like Spinell. What are you doing now?
No, I'm saying from the way the movie was telling it, because there was like that moment where he took the rejuvenator from Beta Garnet, and Spinell's like, "What are you doing with that?" And Steven looks at it all guiltily, and it's like, well, obviously he wasn't going to hit her with that. It's just, I mean, Steven was totally okay with Spinell being Spinell. It's like, let's work on your issues, and we'll move from there.
Also, like when the diamonds came back. He's like, oh, you know Spinell, right? And then Spinell's like, yeah, but I can't let them see me like this.
I think my favorite thing about when the diamonds...
I'm looking wrecked. What are you doing?
I think my favorite thing about when the diamonds came, when White Diamond was like, Steven, is your planet always... disgusting? Just the hand motion got me.
I thought you said destroyed.
Destroyed? Was it destroyed?
No, she said it was disgusting when they were doing like the whole thing, like, hey... Spinell, how about you come with us to Homeworld since Earth is disgusting? And I'm like...
And they know good and well Earth did not always look like that, because they had visited it before, so...
Well, I mean, think about when Blue and Yellow came. They kind of did destroy parts of the beach, so for them, all they know is...
No, but remember when they all came back, including White...
Oh, I guess, yeah.
When Sadie was trying to have her concert on the beach,
it
looked fine. So I think they just overreacted because they really didn't want to live on Earth.
Probably. Your planet always been so destroyed. It's like, whoa, what are we talking about being nice? But I guess if we were to give these movies a grade, this movie a grade, what would you guys give it?
You didn't really tell us what the grade system is.
Letter grade.
Is S the highest or is A plus the highest?
I guess we can say it can be like S, A, B, and then plus or minuses with all of them.
Give it an A plus.
I'd also give it an A plus. It definitely hits a lot of notes.
I'll give it a triple S for smoking super sexy.
Oh my God.
Mr. Multiverse. My God.
I grade everything DMC style. Thank you very much.
One quick thing about that fusion. So everyone was upset because apparently the name that first came out was Steg. And everyone was like, ew, what?
But he didn't get a name.
Well, in the design notes, the full name is Steg Multiverse. So people are like, oh, thank God, they do call him Multiverse. Because everyone was fan calling him Mr. Multiverse. Which I'm like, that is a way better name than Steg. Doesn't sound as cool as Stevani.
Or Gigan.
What's a Gigan?
Greg and Steve.
Oh. My name's Gigan. It's what now?
Steak sounds better.
It's
me.
Case. Greg in Universe.
Greg in Universe. That would have been better than Steg. But... Oh, but that was Steven Universe the movie. Looking forward to what the show has in store. With that, this has been the movie intermission with Vandelous.
And I'm Willow.
The Forerunner.
And thank you for watching.